gonna actually be looking through some Dashcraft.io history, so let's just jump right in. So, what better way to start this when with just, like the very first maps then? So, give me a few seconds. I'm gonna get all the way back to some of the first ever maps built. Well, there was a lot of maps. Let's just go to the first ever map built by Zingman, got verified. So this map is like the oldest verified. So this is pretty much one of the oldest maps. Now, the thing is, a lot of the maps at this time were very like bare bones. Like you see there's like zero scenery here, which means that I mean pretty much the maps just relied on turns here. Turn, jump. It was very basic mapping, but I mean for a map like for this to be the first verified is very nice. So, oh, nice by the way, nice. I'd say I'm going to give this map a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's like the best, but come on, it's a classic. It's a classic map. So let's just go over and let's just show you here. So see, a lot of the maps pretty much had no scenery. But I don't think a single map had. You can count this 100 as a scenery. You can count the 100 as a scenery, but yeah, see, and then literally on the next page you suddenly see there's actual scenery. So let's just skip over a few pages. And yeah, we've already got maps that have lots of scenery. So let's go to this map. Okay, so overall, or so far, pretty solid. This is one of the oldest maps. It's relatively old, but again, we're going through 5 maps today. Actually, forgot to mention we are going through 5 maps today, and pretty much we're just trying to find how the maps evolved over time. So again, even as like 5 pages after that, you've already got maps. Sorry if this is a bit laggy on your end, but yeah, my computer is just not great. But overall, we're gonna see how they evolved. And yeah, this is a perfect example of how they evolved. I mean, let's give this one a rating. I am going to rate this an 8 out of 10. I definitely like how there's a lot more of a scenery approach here. Um, so let's just go a little bit further. 10. So here you go. So we've got some maps here. Simple brain map. Okay. Wait, let me real quick just got this one. This one has a lot of scenery. It looks like. So let's play this one. So yeah, again, so I'm gonna the scenery is sort of the same. Uh, I'm gonna give it, but I think the map, yeah, the map feel is a little more refined. It's actually more refined now. Now that people actually start experimenting at this time, I think with like transitions, it looks way more optimized for like the notice the scenery isn't just like it isn't just used for the sake of scenery, it's actually used in like quite important places. Usually with some verified maps that is the case, but this one is not. Overall, yeah, this is this is a calm map. This is a calm map. Okay, so what do I give this one? 42nd place, man. The memes are just getting more and more. Um, Overall, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. The track route is a lot more refined. That's for certain. There's a mini map here. Okay, so now that we've seen sort of how from these sort of maps have developed, let's just go a little bit further, not too far, but about here. So this is around the time when I think verified maps really started to have their own sort of personality to them. And if that sounds weird, I'm just going to show you one map here. So this one, let me tell you how it has its own like personality. Not even that one, like this one. And let me show you just like how it has its sort of own identity, I guess, as a map. So notice this map doesn't even use like, I mean, it uses a lot of the same features, but notice how it's not just like one feature used over and over again. Actually, this map I uses a lot of other features that usually you don't see. Like, look at this. Got arrows pointing in. You've got tubes now. Tubes, pipe, lots of different scenery blocks used here. And see, if I saw this map, I'd be like, okay, this is an actual GBU Andorra map, right? Because it's very smooth, very gentle, and you can pretty much tell that, like, this wasn't just some sort of rushed project. It was very chill, I guess. Yeah, see, like, even this finish point. Wow, jeez, that is dreadful, 443rd, but overall, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. I, I think it's marginally better, but just not my favorite in my opinion. And now for the final map, let's just go all in. Let's just play a map that's very recently played. And I'll show you what I mean by having its own identity. So let's go to Foxy Gods map. Okay, okay. And you notice how there's actually a lot more. See, look, it's inside a certain area, and um, even off camera, I looked at some of Foxy Gods maps. It looks and this is actually one of the defining characteristics. I think he or she, I don't know, um, they use pretty much a lot of like different type of block elements, but notice notice that actually in the start here, uh, they use they use a lot of these gray blocks and then it turns into white block. The nice transition is what I mean. Like if you have these different types of blocks transitioning very nicely, it makes the overall map just look better. Like look at this. After this loop, just clean transition into the next bit. That's what makes a very good map. Yep. So I just play again, but overall, I'm gonna give the rating here 9 out of 10. I like this map a lot. So that is it, guys, for the pretty much history of like how the maps evolved. Overall, I'm gonna say this. So pretty much this is how we can sort of define it. The latest maps have personality, great track feel, also have their own sort of nice scenery choices. Then we go a little bit further down the line, and you see over here on GBU Andorra's map that it's starting to now develop a little bit of personality into the mapping. Go a little bit further than that. I'm trying to remember which page. Give me a second. Yeah, here. So Orang's map um has it's actually starting to build into the scenery era of mapping, and then the first maps. These are classic OG maps. You should go ahead and play them. And yeah, pretty much just had bare bones feel. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this entire video. Let me know in the comments how you liked this video. I know it's like a little bit different, like more about the history and like how the maps evolved. But yeah, hope you guys liked that video. And as always, stay tuned for the next one and peace out.